Welcome to Live, life-inspired views for every day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. I recently had the chance to watch the movie Babe again. As I watched, I was reminded of the reason it had always resonated in my mind as a movie carrying a profound message. In the movie, Babe the pig makes relationships with the other farm animals through his polite and kind nature. Even when an animal called him lesser than the others, he continued to be polite and kind, which ultimately resulted in positive relationships, except with the cat. The point of the movie, to me, was how Babe became a success, not by showing his power through force or fierceness, but by showing the power of politeness and manners to develop relationships. I loved that simple story that supports the long-known truth that relationships are everything, and they become and are nurtured through the kindness of humans, reflected through manners of simple politeness to all. 2 weeks ago, we were on a vacation to a very warm place, initials PV or Puerto Vallarta, hosted by our good friend Bill Ham. Because of his illness, he couldn't join this group of friends, so we had to take charge of staking out a palapa on the beach every morning. A palapa is a palm-like tree that provides shade for the beach chairs sitting under it. Well, one morning I went down early to put things out such as magazines and books on the chairs under our chosen palapa. We reserved it early and then returned after breakfast. When we went down there later, someone had taken our spot and piled our magazines and books on another chair. We were fuming. They told us the managers gave them permission to take the spot since it had been over 1.5 hours and we hadn't returned. I didn't quite believe that, and when I talked to them, I was not very kind. I didn't say bad things to them, just a tone with words of disappointment and trusting people. I also was silent as I waited for them to renege on their spot. Finally, I left and talked to the concierge, where I learned that they were correct. I felt so bad for my behavior and rudeness. I'm not usually like that at all. I went back to the spot and apologized to the people under the palapa. I told them I'm not usually rude like that and asked them if they would forgive me. I was ashamed of myself. In the classic movie You've Got Mail, the main character, played by Meg Ryan, was rude to the male lead, played by Tom Hanks. After spewing a derogatory retort, she stopped and said, "I don't mean to say things like that. No matter what you've done to me, there's no excuse for me saying things to you like that." I like to think that at the heart of most people is the desire to be kind to others and wanting to be treated in the same way. Sound familiar? The golden rule. Treat others in the way you want to be treated. Even though people often gloat about really socking it to someone in retaliatory verbiage after feeling they have been wronged, do you think people truly feel good about acting that way? The columnist Dave Barry once said, "If someone isn't nice to the waiter, they probably aren't a very nice person." Do you want to be considered or known as a rude, nice person, or would you rather have people say of you, "Oh, they are rude and unkind"? My gut tells me that most of us would rather like to be considered kind than rude and unkind. James C. Hunter spoke at a conference I attended. He told us that there are only 2 words on one of the pages in the Southwest Airline Employee Handbook. Those 2 words are, be nice. It's so simple when you think about it. We just have to do it. Stop focusing on ourselves and our egos all the time and just be nice. The dividends in life are so much better for the kind than for the rude or bitter people. It is truly a choice. Again, I turn to the wise words of Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust and wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. He said, "No one can take away my freedom of choosing how I will react to what happens to me." I hope we always strive to react in kindness. What is there to lose? Have you ever stopped to think about the kindest people you know or have known? Keep them in mind whenever you react to a wrong done to you and think, how would they respond? So this week, Look for places where you can offer kindness rather than rudeness or indifference. As a reminder, on your bathroom mirror, write 2 words. Be nice. Join me next Monday for Live, Life-Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.